Welcome back to ABV TV, where you now get to see a bit of my backyard and my lounge room and the cat's climbing tree. Yeah, it's better than the picture that you've been looking at in the TV for the last 30 odd episodes, or however many it's been. Welcome back to ABV TV, where I drink beer on the internet and occasionally people watch. Which reminds me, because I often forget to do this, if you like the videos, if you watch the videos and you like the videos, click the little thumbs up, click the subscribe button. There's a little bell that apparently when you click that you get notified when these go up, which I'm trying to do twice a week. But there's a lot of other things on my plate at the moment. I'm a busy man. I've got stuff to do, jobs and drinking and all of those important things. Anyway, today we are going to be drinking a Pacific Ale. That is a Liqourland exclusive Lorry Boys Jim and Joe's Pacific Ale. Now, this particular beer looks a little something like this. Quite a light straw colour there. Head, not too bad at all. Nice little rolly head. Aroma wise, I'm picking up that sort of passion fruity sort of citrus that you kind of expect with Pacific Ales. Obviously Pacific Ales are very much, when you think of Pacific Ale, you think Stoner Woods Pacific Ale, which I think a couple of times I've mentioned that I was going to do a review and I haven't yet, and I will get around to it. Shit, don't hate me in the comments. But in terms of how that beer should look, this looks like a beer. Looks spot on like a beer. It actually more resembles a little bit like an American light beer, which is very, very pale in colour. Not so much, I suppose, those traditional American, like Australian beers, which are a little bit darker. But it smells good, looks good. Doesn't taste that bad either. For a beer that is produced by one of Australia's leading commercial corporate bottle shops, which is Liqourland, this actually isn't too bad at all. So this is an exclusive to the guys at Liqourland, and I think First Choice Vintage Cellars, their range of bottle shops brewed by them exclusively. They have a core range, which I think there's a pale, a Pacific, there might be a lager, potentially an XPA or a session IPA, which is usually the case when those big supermarket chains get involved with making faux craft beer. That should have been at the craft, not the faux part. I don't know why I did it like that, but you know, shit happens on a big job. But as a Pacific Ale, this isn't too bad. It is, you know, that light sort of tropical citrusy feel, very similar to, like, aroma and flavour wise, I suppose similar to Stoner Woods Pacific Ale. Would I say it's comparable? Probably not. Can you drink it? Absolutely. And I think I paid like $10 for a 4-pack, so at $10, yeah, why not? Give it a shot. Worst case scenario is that you'll have a couple of beers that will sit in the fridge and you can always just hand off to people when they stop around your place, which I have done that once or twice in my time. Maybe once or twice. Because sometimes you just don't want to give the friends who doesn't have that sophisticated beer palate like you and I have, good beer that you only have one of. Yeah, that's why you get fridge fillers. Just hand that off to those sort of people. Now, if it's somebody who would appreciate a good beer, then yeah, you can split one. But someone who doesn't appreciate good beer is not going to appreciate a hazy IPA or that imperial stout that's been sitting in your cupboard or in your fridge for ages. They're not going to appreciate that. Only you will. I will. You too. So yeah, that's where this beer's at. A pretty inoffensive but easy drinking Pacific Ale. It feels like more of a light pale ale, but I suppose Pacific Ale could be I'm surprised Pacific Ale is in its own category in the BJCP guidelines, to be honest. I know New Zealand got a couple of their styles added recently. I think they're pale and maybe they're IPA or Pilsner, one of those or two of those, which I found interesting when Pacific Ale hasn't made it into those guidelines, and it's something that is getting brewed more and more now that Stone and Wood don't have the exclusive rights to the term Pacific Ale. It's a little bit more readily used, and I've seen a few people now brew a beer called Pacific Ale. So maybe it'll get into the guidelines. I don't know, but it'd be good if it does, because I feel it's a bit more Australian, more modern day craft Australian beer anyway. I know in the guidelines they do have sparkling ale, I think it is. Was it Australian pale? Anyway, it's basically whatever Cooper's mate was distributing for a long time. That's in the guidelines, but yeah, that's about it. And Australia have some fantastic fucking beers. I think this channel just scrapes the surface of how good the beers are in this country, and how we sort of take beer styles and sort of convert them to make them a little bit our own, a little bit unique. I think the way that we're doing hazy IPAs, I think has a real Australian or Southern Hemisphere flavour to it, with the use of Australian and New Zealand hops. Even the way we brew our own takes on lagers and IPAs, I think have that unique sort of Australian touch to it. Pale ales I'm a bit on the fence with, but I feel like pale ales is a very saturated kind of a market anyway. But yeah, I think we are doing some really cool stuff, and some really cool sours as well, which I don't know if you can have sours being a regional thing, except for in Belgium with lambics and creeks and whatnot. But yeah, I think we're doing a really good job down here. We go all right. I don't care what the rest of the world says about us. So this particular beer is a 4.2%. So yeah, as a 4-pack, perfect to take around to a friend's place and probably knock the 4 off, spend the afternoon, have dinner, still drive home afterwards. As I actually space it out, of course, because you don't want to drink and drive, because you'd be a fucking idiot. But yeah, so Lorry Boys is brewed, mass produced exclusively for Liqourland. The Lorry Boys name and logo kind of gives you the impression that it's been around for ages, but it hasn't. I believe Liqourland also have another brand that kind of has that feel as well. I want to say it's called Three Ring Circus. I don't know. But yeah, it's not. It's also average. No, a good entry point, I suppose, for people getting into craft beer or trying to expand their palate. But no, it's definitely nothing special. It's not going to win awards. It's not going to get all the Beer Nerds on Instagram. Excited. Speaking of, you can follow me on Instagram as well, because I did some of my best work there at ABV blog on Instagram, the website, advocatingbeervariety.com. Currently sort of doing a bit of a refresh on some of the stuff on that page, slowly, but it's getting there. But that's where you find all the beer reviews, and I'm trying to write a little bit more beer articles than just beer reviews. But everything just takes time, people. As I said, I'm a busy man. At the top, I said I'm a busy man. I got stuff to do, places to go, people to see, work to do. Shit. Just general shit that needs to be done. Anyway, you don't care about that. All you care about is Lorry Boys, Jim and Joe's Pacific Ale. Next time you're in Liqourland, pick up a 4-pack, give him a shot. He ain't that bad. Cheers.